It happened in an instant. One moment, Emily and Daniel were sitting on the porch, laughing softly as their 6-month-old daughter, Lily, babbled in her blanket on the front lawn. The next, a blur of fur and muscle darted across the grass. Max, their loyal German shepherd, lunged forward, teeth closing around Lily's tiny pajama sleeve. Before they could even process what was happening, Max had lifted their baby into his jaws and was sprinting away from the house. Emily screamed so loud the neighbor's porch lights flickered on. Daniel's legs felt like stone as he launched himself forward, his heart slamming in his chest. Time slowed to a crawl. Their dog, their beloved companion for 5 years, was running off with their only child, and they had no idea why. If you believe in kindness, second chances, or the unbreakable loyalty of animals, please take a moment to like this video. Subscribe to Pawsitive Tales and share it. Your support helps us keep telling stories that touch the heart. They had always trusted Max. He'd been with them since he was a puppy, adopted from a local shelter just days before he was scheduled to be euthanized. Emily still remembered the first time she saw him, trembling in the corner of his kennel, ribs visible beneath matted fur, eyes filled with a sadness that spoke of betrayal. They'd brought him home, nursed him back to health, and watched him transform into the most loving, protective dog they had ever known. He'd been Lily's shadow since the day she was born, always sleeping by her crib, always alert when she cried. Never once had he shown an ounce of aggression. So when Max grabbed Lily and bolted, every instinct in Emily's body screamed that something was horribly wrong. She and Daniel tore after him barefoot, their breath ragged in the cool night air. "Max, stop!" Daniel shouted, his voice cracking with fear. But Max didn't stop. He dashed off the porch, across the front yard, and toward the side of the house, moving with a desperate urgency they had never seen before. Emily's knees nearly buckled when Max disappeared behind the hedge. She was convinced she'd lost her baby, that the gentle giant they trusted had suddenly turned on them. But then, just as she rounded the corner, she froze. The smell hit her first, thick, sharp, and suffocating. Smoke, thick grey plumes were curling out from the small basement window beneath Lily's nursery. And there, just feet from the vent, Max had laid Lily down gently on the grass and was barking furiously at the window. His teeth bared and body rigid, Emily dropped beside Lily, sobbing as she scooped her into her arms. The baby coughed once, then let out a wail. Alive, unharmed. Daniel rushed to the window, peered inside, and saw flickering orange light licking the wooden beams below. A fire. It must have started from the old heater unit in the basement. The flames hadn't yet reached the nursery, but the smoke was creeping upward fast, straight toward the room where Lily had been lying moments before. And Max had smelled it before they did. He'd known Lily was in danger. The realization hit them like a wave. The dog, the one they thought had betrayed their trust, had actually saved their baby's life. While they were blissfully unaware on the porch, Max's heightened senses had picked up the faintest scent of smoke, the subtle shift in air temperature, the creeping threat that their human senses had missed entirely. And instead of barking or panicking, he'd done the one thing he knew would save Lily fastest. He'd gotten her out. As firefighters doused the small blaze minutes later, the weight of what could have happened sank in. If Max hadn't acted, the fire would have spread quietly unnoticed until it was too late. Their baby could have suffocated in her crib. Their entire home could have gone up in flames while they sat laughing outside. That night, long after the fire trucks had left and Lily was asleep in her crib again, Emily sat on the floor beside Max and buried her face in his thick fur. She wept, and not just out of relief, but from guilt. She doubted him. For those terrifying seconds, she'd believed the worst. And yet Max had been their hero all along. He licked the tears from her cheeks, as if to say, "I forgive you." In the days that followed, Max became more than just a family dog. He became a living reminder of trust, loyalty, and the deep wordless bond that can exist between humans and animals. People who heard the story called him a hero, and the local fire department even awarded him a special medal. But for Emily and Daniel, no award could capture what Max truly meant to them. He wasn't just a hero, he was family. And Lily? She grew up with Max always by her side. As a toddler, she learned to walk by clinging to his fur. As a little girl, she'd whisper her secrets into his ears, believing he understood. And as a teenager, she'd look at the photos of that night, the night Max saved her, and know that her life was forever shaped by the courage of a dog who loved her more than his own safety. Years later, when Max grew older and his muzzle turned grey, he'd still rise, even with aching joints, to follow Lily to bed or sit by the door when she left for school. And every night Emily would kiss his head and whisper, "Thank you," because no matter how much time passed, they never forgot the night their dog risked everything for the smallest member of their family. Max reminded them, and now reminds us, that animals don't just belong to us, they choose us. They protect us in ways we might never understand, and sometimes they become the heroes we didn't even know we needed. If this story touched your heart and reminded you of the loyalty animals show us, please like, share, and subscribe to Pawsitive Tales. And before you scroll away, take a moment to comment below with a story about an animal who changed your life. I read every one, and I'd love to hear yours.